Japan dispatches envoy to China to soothe rising Taiwan-related tensions. On November 17, Japan took decisive steps to cool an intensifying dispute with China over Taiwan, a conflict that has already prompted Beijing to advise its citizens against traveling to Japan. The tension began after Prime Minister Sani Takaichi warned lawmakers that a Chinese strike on Taiwan could jeopardize Japan's survival and provoke a military response, a stark departure from previous administrations that avoided such public speculation. In response, senior Japanese diplomat Masaki Kanai traveled to Beijing to meet his Chinese counterpart Liu Jinsong, aiming to reassure that Japan's security stance remains unchanged while urging China to refrain from actions that could damage bilateral ties. Tokyo highlighted that Taiwan lies only 110 kilometers from Japan's southernmost island, Yonaguni, a critical route for energy shipments, and noted Japan's role as host to the largest concentration of U.S. forces outside the United States. Chief Cabinet Secretaries stressed that multiple communication channels remain open and reiterated a firm request for China to take appropriate steps, calling the recent Japanese travel warning counterproductive to mutually beneficial relations. Beijing, however, signaled no intention to meet Takaichi at the upcoming G20 summit and instead demanded a retraction of her wrongful remarks. Taiwan's president, Lai Ching-te, condemned China's multifaceted attack on Japan and appealed to the international community for vigilance, urging restraint from Beijing. Analysts warn the dispute could linger for months. Senior researcher Kenji Maimura argued that China's pressure is less about resolution and more about testing Japan's resolve. The controversy escalated after Takaichi's November 7 comment, followed by a provocative ex-post from China's Osaka consul Zhu Jian, which Japan condemned as extremely inappropriate and led to calls for his expulsion. China further deepened the rift by summoning Japan's ambassador, a first in over 2 years, and issuing stark warnings of a crushing military defeat should Japan intervene over Taiwan. The episode also revived debate over Japan's non-nuclear principles, with a recent Reuters probe revealing growing domestic willingness to reconsider long-standing bans. Maritime incidents added fuel to the fire, as Chinese Coast Guard vessels entered disputed East China Sea waters around the Senkaku/Diaoyu Islands, prompting Japan's Coast Guard to drive them away, and Japanese fighter jets scrambled after a Chinese drone flew near Yonaguni. U.S. Ambassador to Japan George Glass criticized the Chinese diplomat's remarks, calling for the issue to move beyond Halloween rhetoric. State-run Chinese media labeled Takaichi's statements as strategic recklessness and deliberate provocation. Economists warn that a prolonged